Hello everyone, it's me Jenny. It's time for another commentary type thing in my Bob Doodly What's It, and I'm on my web camera again, so that I can upload it all in one go and talk about all your comments, because yay, that's fun. I feel like every single time I film this, I just happen to film in whichever area of the house I happen to be in at the time, so that is why you get a different background every single time. It's going to be the one where I move around a lot. And I've got to remember to keep looking at the web camera, because last week I was rewatching last week's video while I was replying to comments, and it looks like I'm spending my entire time about to doze off, because I kept forgetting to look at the web camera. So let's look at the web camera a little bit more. So in no particular order, starting with Monday Gaming, last week's Skyrim video. Baxhorn said that he noticed that I've been uploading my full videos from Twitch recently instead of edited versions, and was wondering whether or not I had worked out how to export directly from Twitch. I haven't actually worked out how to do that. The reason why I've been uploading the full versions is I just haven't had time to rewatch the whole thing in order to edit it down. So that's why they've been doing the whole Twitch streams again. If I do end up getting time to edit them down, I probably will start editing them down again, just because those of you who can watch my Twitch streams, you can get the whole experience and the whole, me being a mess as I usually am while playing, while those of you on my YouTube channel, I don't really expect you guys to actually hang out for a full hour. So I give you the highlights and the tasters. If I do have time to start going back to editing, I will. If I don't, then you'll probably get a whole Twitch stream up every week. Or maybe this past week I did just a practice game through for 10 minutes, so I might do maybe little me practicing between stream videos if you'd like to do that, but we'll see how it goes. And Boss Virgil is working on the Class Librarian RPG adventure fanfic, so woo! We might get some Crude Curator and the Defiler Class Librarian on her adventures with conjuring and conjuring things and all those sort of things, so that's super nifty. I wasn't expecting anyone to actually get down and write it, so that's amazing and that's very interesting, so woo! We'll see how that goes. Thank you, Boss Virgil, for doing that. I really wasn't expecting it, but yay, all fun. Going back, what have we got here? We've got my Death Note anime update for this week. Axon shared privately, so he wouldn't spoil anyone, his thoughts on how often with animes the ending is rather disappointing, given how good the build-up is with a lot of animes. I definitely find that with a lot of animes. Like, for example, I found it slightly with the end of Cowboy Bebop. I definitely found the ending of that one a bit that's the build-up. But there have been some great animes that do actually have a really satisfying ending. I definitely feel like it's a combination of, obviously sometimes the animators don't get the source material before the source material finishes, or it's just because the build-up is so usually very impressive in anime, it's very hard to live up to that expectation. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing to think about. I think obviously Madoka Magica, which is probably, I think I've said it before, it is probably my favourite anime of all time. The ending for that, I think, is really well done. It's very emotional. I think Princess Tutu is probably the ending that's most genuinely tragic and uplifting and beautiful, and for such a surreal concept, is very, very real to life. So I really like the ending of that one. Probably my least favourite ending of the animes that I've seen was the end of Full Metal Alchemist. Before they brought out Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where you're like, I kind of get it, but it doesn't really make that much sense. So that was solved by the end of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where they actually had the source material up to date. And probably the other one that really bugged me was the end of Black Butler. Maybe they'll bring out a third season and correct some of that, but I don't think they will at this point. The end of Black Butler season 2, season 1 ended on such a good note, in my opinion. I know that was a bit controversial, but it ended on such a clean-cut, good note for me. While season 2 ended on the key characters not having an equal ending, and that kind of disappointed me. But there we go. Nathan Lyle said he unsubscribed because I think Batman is psychotic. I stand by my decision to believe that Batman is psychotic. Batman is just a man with an infinity of facts. Team John. Yeah. It's kind of in terms of my actual thoughts on that, both, I think it was, yeah, see, Nathan Lyle definitely was kind of along the same sort of argument that's happened between Hank Green and John Green, in that John was arguing as to whether or not Batman is a good character, is a good person, whether or not Bruce Wayne is a good person, whether or not he, as Bruce Wayne, could actually do more good as Bruce Wayne than as Batman, and does Batman's destructive tendencies actually cause more harm to Gotham, while Hank was arguing more along the lines of, does this incredibly interesting character justify the carnage of the universe? And they're actually arguing about very, very different things. And so, yes, I think it is fascinating. Batman is a very fascinating character. I think Light is an incredibly fascinating character. Dexter, I haven't seen any Dexter, but I can understand that probably that character is very fascinating. But I have difficulty enjoying being set in their shoes for such a long period of time. It's a very interesting mental exercise, but it's not one that I naturally enjoy. And yeah, same with Boss Virgil. He said anti-heroes create the best narratives. I do like a flawed hero, but I don't like a villain as a protagonist. I definitely find there's a certain point where I have real difficulty empathizing with characters. If it's maybe like one or two incidences, like you have that crux in a hero's journey where they have to do something bad in order to achieve something good, and that makes an anti-hero. They have a dark past, and then they're on a redemption story. But if it's a character that is on a downward slope, where they're continuously doing bad things for bad reasons, that's when I find it difficult to enjoy. That's why I love Game of Thrones so much, because they do create these great arcs and waves of the characters. All of the characters in Game of Thrones are anti-heroes. None of them are these straight-knifed people, and even if they are these straight-knifed people, A, they're not going to live very long, and B, their sense of morality is not necessarily going to work with how the universe works and how other people interact with them. And that's why that series is so fascinating, because they all are anti-heroes, but none of them are in such a deep spiral downwards, apart from perhaps Ramsay Snow, who is the ultimate of evils. But you kind of, even then, you understand a little bit of where it's coming from, but in the meantime, you can jump into other characters' shoes who you can empathise with on a more fundamental level. And yeah, that's a good lot of thoughts for one commentary for that video. Moving on to my side projects video for last week. I will still be working on my Mac today. I will still be working on my embroidery for my sheet, but because those are long, slow projects and I really don't have that much time at the moment, I will be going on to braids for a couple of weeks, just so I've got time to actually make some progress, which is worth showing. And in the meantime, I can talk to you about braids, which will be a good thing in terms of, actually being able to show you something as I make it, rather than, because of the way that my camera works and because of the way that I work, it's very difficult for me to actually do like what a lot of cosplay people do, is make like a speeded up video of me actually crafting the thing all in one go, and that's not how I have time to work. I have time to do maybe one thing at a time. So I'm going to stick to braids where I can actually show you how to make them, talk about all of those sort of things, and I will show you the final products and then explain how I did them, but I can't show you them as I'm making them because that's just too much setup. When I'm crafting, I just want to craft. I don't want to have to set up a camera and then do a bunch of other things and then edit it all. I think I'll just make the things and then I'll show you how I make them and talk you through it, and if you have any questions at that time, I will talk to you more. So braids in the meantime. Anyway, Boss Virgil says, new sheets, yay, however, one should never forget they were a child. I'm not going to forget that I was a child. It's one of those things that rereading my children's books is a really interesting experience, and just trying to not changing over my duvets isn't let's throw the children's stuff away. It's just let's clear a little bit of space so I have room to actually do more active things. And having new sheets is exciting to me, and making a new duvet, something that's actually a nice side project, will be fun. Moving on to my Mad Max Fury Road review. It's actually, I got a load of views on that, more views than normal, which is probably because it was topical. And let's see, Eric Dye said it's one of the most enjoyable film experiences he's ever had, which is fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's definitely incredibly cinematic. It's definitely a movie experience. If you watch this film on your phone, you should be disappointed in your life. Let's see, who else was in? Boss Virgil said the guitar guy was the best character. I can't really say he had much character development, but he was a pretty damn badass. Nathan Lyle told me to stop yawning. And KSJ also said similar things about me not yawning. Yeah, I was very tired that morning. I just wanted to keep up with my schedule, so I'm sorry I was very tired. I think possibly Nathan Lyle, on another video, I might bring that up in a minute, said that you keep complaining about being tired, which makes you rambly, so therefore I've been tired for 2-3 years. That is entirely true. The reason why I'm tired all the time is because I have a very convoluted shift structure at work. I can be at work either at 7 o'clock in the morning, or 12 o'clock, or 2 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. At any time during the day, I can do 7-hour shifts, I can do 11-hour shifts, I can do 14-hour shifts, and it really depends on what's needed on when the timetable is written. So that's the reason why, and with that, obviously, if I'm staying up late anyway because I'm doing YouTube things, like at the moment it's 12:15 at night, I just got in for a night out, I went out for a meal. Like if I'm staying up till 1 o'clock and then I've got to get up, my work shift tomorrow starts at 7, then like there's no way I'm ever going to get enough sleep just with that schedule. I'm going to get, tomorrow afternoon around 5 o'clock I'm going to get tired, I'm going to want to go to sleep, and then I'm going to nap for an hour, and then I'm not going to be able to get sleep till 2. So that's the reason why I've been tired for the last 2 years. And going on to that, when I have international friends, that also complicates things a little bit, because if I want to talk to someone in America, they're 8 hours behind, so it complicates matters, and I'm tired pretty much all the time, so sorry about that, but I was very tired that morning, hence the continuous yawning. Toby Starburst, hello, I don't think I've met you before, but he said it was a great review for a badass movie, so thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I feel I miss doing movie reviews, perhaps I need to go to the cinema more often. I keep on meaning to do, Baxon made a pick for Movie Club Strikes Back. I haven't been able to find it on the internet, for, I think it was, who was it? It was, the original, Fury, as in Nick Fury movie, and I haven't been able to find it on the internet, so obviously I'm not searching very hard because everything's on the internet, but I will watch that at some point, maybe review it for next Tuesday's random vlog. We'll see how it goes. And Big Burger Tube says that I should also have some food or something, caffeine, before filming a video, probably a good idea. Going back to the week before, I found a comment from Boss Virgil again, who said that it's hard for him to find fruit in his area. Talking about my tea at home with Jenny, where I had Pimm's. Yeah, that sucks. I can't imagine not being around greenness. I'm thinking of maybe when I'm in Anaheim, walking around with a pot plant, because spending 10 days without being able to see trees and a wide expanse of green might cause me to get very, I don't know, homesick, probably is the right word. About last week, for my commentary, both Baxthorn and Nathan Lyle said stick with the web camera, which I have done, and is as you see it. I think I will stick with this just because I really like the conversation with you guys. Moving on to my children's books, Baxthorn asked whether or not the Masquerade is based on the role-playing game Vampire the Masquerade. It is not, but I've never seen Vampire the Masquerade, so I don't know. I could be wrong, but I very much doubt they're connected in any way, shape or form other than the title. On to my Naked Truth for last week. You were very flattering complimentary. It's about compliments last week, so Eric and JS were very complimentary. Boss Virgil talked about what I said in terms of it depends what compliments you can give depending on how well you know someone. If you know that they're physically trying to improve something about them and they've made an active choice to do something like a tattoo or something about their jewellery or their hair, or if you know that they've been actively trying to improve their weight and they have made physical improvement, and you're like, wow, you look amazing, that's the best type of compliments in my opinion. So very well said, better than I think I said last week. There we go. And Nathan Lyle said there seems to be a general consensus in the city that people don't look each other in the eye or make any sort of connection on that sort of level, which is, I think, a shame, but it's one of those things I think is part of city living in my limited experience. It's just, general, if you meet strangers, you don't really want that level of interaction. I think, who was it? Someone, can't remember who it was, but I think one of British YouTubers did a video on being, I think maybe Alan, maybe Mr. Herringbrook did a video including talking about if you ever make eye contact with someone on the tube, on the underground station, you are, you know, that's a social faux pas. I don't really think it is. I think there's a line in Imogen Heap's, which song is it? I can't remember what song it is, but throw a stranger an unexpected smile. And I like that concept. I like being able to actually look someone in the eye and give them a smile, and it's not a big deal, just lightening someone else's day. But I understand it is kind of hard to do that in cities. And I wouldn't walk up to a stranger and be like, "Hi, I like your necklace." But if it's, you know, someone that I've already initiated a conversation with, like you know, buying a pair of shoes and someone's like, "Oh, have a nice day." I'm like, "You too, you look lovely, by the way," that sort of thing. Maybe it's just because I've been in a customer service job. That was my original Sunday job during sixth form, and the job that I'm in now, I'm opposite of customer service, so I'm automatically like, be nice, say nice things. Oh gosh, I'm really rambly today. I think that, like, maybe you guys should drink every time I say the word rambly when I'm doing these sort of videos. Nathan Lyle asked whether or not the American Dream was something that people internationally said. As far as I know, it's a thing that people say internationally. It's one of those things that it's a phrase that sums up an entire concept. And it's easier to say, you know, it's easier to say the American Dream than people choosing to do something and then working really hard at doing something and then making lots of money and having success from that one thing that they've worked really hard on, and then getting the white picket fence and all those sort of things. It's easier to say American Dream, because that means everyone knows what we're talking about. Like Schadenfreude, it's easier to say it's easier to say Schadenfreude than saying I found that one person getting hurt funny as a concept. Yeah. So there we go. Super duper rambling, and take a shot, everyone. Onto my crafts things for. Oh no, that's I accidentally. Oh no, that is last week's. Onto my crafty things for intro to braids. Again, I've already talked about being tired for Nathan Lyle. KSJ thought I was going to start off. I just wanted to get your opinion before I actually started talking about them. I might do something more. I don't know. I might do some actual production value on those videos. We'll see how it goes and what I can work out in terms of camera angles and actually teaching you guys how to do something rather than me just talking about the fact that I've done something and this is how I did it. I might as well just show you. And on YouTube Curiosity 321 said yes please, so that will definitely be something that's starting this coming Sunday, because I think I can actually work that into a couple of videos for you guys in order to subsidise the fact that I'm not really making that much progress with my embroidery or my cosplay. Anyway, I think that is it. Thank you all for watching. Sorry this video is probably enormously long. Hopefully I've looked at the camera enough so I don't look like I'm sleeping the entire way through the video. I am going to go to bed because it is now 12:20 at night, but I will see you guys all very soon. Tomorrow is a Naked Truth video, so yay, see you guys all then. Feel free to comment, I might talk about you next week, and all of that malarkey and whatnot, some doodly dads. Bye guys.